Hi students, we have to continue the lesson Biodiversity and its conservation. Today's topic is ex situ conservation. Yesterday we talked about in situ conservation, conservation of animals in their natural habitat. Here ex situ conservation, conservation of animals not in their natural habitat in places where normally the individuals are just protected outside their environment. What do you mean by that one? It is conservation of selected rare plants and animals in places outside their natural homes. Outside their natural homes. It includes offsite collections and gene banks. What are offsite collections? Now, the offsite collections, they are live collections of wild and domesticated species. Live collections of wild and domesticated species in botanical gardens, zoological parks, wildlife safari parks, then arboretum. Arboretum means a garden with what is called the trees and shrubs. A garden which is rich in trees and shrubs. Now, in these areas, in ex situ conservations, the organisms are well maintained for captive breeding. As a result, many animals which have become extinct in the world normally continue to be maintained in zoological parks. So we have many organisms which are facing extinction, which have become extinction in the world or continue to be maintained in zoological parks. Now, captive breeding is one of the methods adapted in ex situ conservation. So by using what is called captive breeding, one can increase the number of individuals. As the number of individuals increases in what is called captive breeding, the individuals are selectively released in the wild. This is one of the what is called just advantage of what we have, that is captive breeding in ex situ conservation. So the examples for this one, by this captive breeding, now the Indian crocodile and Gangetic dolphin have been saved from extinction. These two animals have been saved from extinction because of captive breeding in ex situ conservation. The next one, gene banks. Gene banks are a type of biorepository. The meaning for that one, repository, is storage of biological information, biorepository, which preserve genetic materials. Now the seed banks. Seeds of different genetic strains of what is called economically important plants or commercially important plants have been stored or can be stored in seed banks for future use. Now, cryopreservation. It is one of the methods of preserving the individual gametes in the form of sperm or egg or zygote, even the embryo in frozen state using liquid nitrogen. That is called cryopreservation. So, gametes of threatened species can be stored or can be preserved in viable and fertile conditions for a longer period using cryopreservation techniques. However, it is not economically feasible, possible, just to conserve all the biological wealth and all the ecosystems, because the number of threatened species to be actually saved is far exceeding the conservation efforts. We have only limited conservation efforts, but the number of species to be saved, the number of species, particularly the threatened species to be saved, is far exceeding than what we call the conservation efforts. Okay, anyway, we have to conserve something that is about the various what we have the animal species and plant species which are at the verge of extinction or the threatened species. So far we have studied conservation strategies. I want to give a nutshell of conservation strategies. We have in situ conservation and ex situ conservation methods. Now the in situ conservation methods include the national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, sacred groves, and also the hotspots. Now the ex situ conservation includes, that is botanical gardens, an example, may be asked in one word answer in the examination question paper, also asked in the NEET question paper. Zoological parks, wildlife safari parks, then we have the gene bank, then the seed bank, cryopreservation, and also the pollen bank. So these are all the different methods coming under ex situ conservation. And these are all the methods included under in situ conservation. Remember those things or one word answer either for the NEET question or for the public examination. What are the differences between in situ and ex situ conservations? Number one, in situ conservation. It is an on-site conservation. It is an on-site conservation. That is where the animals or plants present themselves, or the conservation of genetic resources in natural populations of plant and animal species. So natural populations, they are being restored in the natural conditions. Now this is a conservation strategy, that is what's called ex situ conservation, which involves placing of threatened animals, that is, and plants in special care locations, placing of threatened animals and the plant species in special care locations. What for? Protection. So this is what we have ex situ conservation. So this is a conservation strategy which involves placing a threatened animal and plant species in special care locations under human control for their protection. Now the second difference, it is a process of protecting an endangered plant or animal species in its natural habitat. So we're just placing the animals and plants and protecting the animals and plants in the natural habitat. How? Either by protecting or restoring the habitat itself. Or defending the species from predation. Protecting the animals from predation, not being attacked by the predators. Defending the species from predation or from predators. Now, in the case of ex situ conservation, it helps in recovering population or preventing their extinction under stimulated conditions. This is actually a condition away from the natural habitat, stimulated conditions. We are providing conditions, and those conditions are very close to the conditions of what we have, the natural ones. So, stimulated conditions that closely resemble their natural habitat. So, we are providing a habitat or ecosystem. That ecosystem is similar or closely related to their natural original habitat, their original natural habitats. Now I mentioned already the examples for that is in situ and ex situ conservation. We have national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, and we have sacred groves. Hotspots are examples for in situ conservation. I given already the flow chart. And here we know the botanical gardens, then zoological parks, wildlife safari parks, then there is what we have arboreta, gene banks, seed banks, we have cryopreservation, the pollen bank. These are all examples for ex situ conservation. Okay, that's about the differences between ex situ, in situ conservation. Now we have to know a few words about two centers for ex situ conservation. One, the Madras Crocodile Bank Trust, and another one, Aringaranna Zoological Park, Vandalur. These two are examples for that is ex situ conservation in Tamil Nadu. Now the Madras Crocodile Bank Trust and Center for Herpetology. Herpetology means the study of reptiles. Was the brainchild of legendary Romulus Whitaker. He only started this one, that is called as the brainchild of legendary, that is Romulus Whitaker. It aimed to save India's dwindling crocodilian population. India's actually dwindling crocodilian population. The crocodile population is decreasing or dwindling, that is normally to be reduced to maintain the stability of the crocodilian population. Now it was started. The crocodile bank currently consists of a large reptile park near Chennai. So the crocodile bank currently consists of a large reptile park near Chennai. A few words about that one. Now Aringaranna Zoological Park, Vandalur. Now it is normally spreading over an area of 602 602 hectares of reserve forest at Vandalur, Chennai. It is one of the largest zoo in Southeast Asia in terms of area. Largest zoo, that is Exeter Conservation Zoo in Southeast Asia in terms of area. It has around 22,500 wild animals of nearly 180 species. We have nearly just the total number of animals 2,500 and the number of animal species 180. Number of animal species 180, which includes mammals, birds, and reptiles. I already mentioned about it is one of the examples of Exeter conservation, having a number of threatened species. For example, macaco. That is the one which is at the verge of extinction. A number of what is called threatened species are being conserved in this what is called Arangarana Zoological Park, Vandalur. Now this park, namely what we have the Vandalur Zoological Park, has emerged as a successful ex-situ conservation center and a captive breeding center for many endangered species. A few examples are given in the book. Number one, Royal Bengal tiger, lion-tailed macaco. Macaco is nothing but a kind of monkey. Then Nilgiri langur, it is also a kind of monkey. Grey wolf, etc. So with that I concluded that lesson for biology students. We have some more parts to be taught for pure science students. So I will just take that one separately.